Hello and welcome to another video. So today I will be doing a memory planning spread in my Erin Condren Vertical Neutral Life Planner using the Simple Something kit from Simplicity. The Simplicity kit from Simply Gilded. I believe this was the May box. And this is a really interesting kit. I work with the same kinds of kits almost all the time. You guys should know by now I love printable kits, and that's really just the field I operate in, is usually printable kits from the same kinds of shops. However, I did have the Simply Gilded subscription for a couple of months, and I really wanted to use the stickers from that kit. But this kit format is really weird. It's only 2 pages, and she did finally reformat to have 8 full boxes, which makes like planning in this way easier, but still not easy. There's not any deco. There are a few headers, but they're weirdly shaped, and there's no boxes, like full boxes, quarter boxes, or sorry, half boxes, quarter boxes, that kind of thing. And it's a weird paper. Like, the new paper is really, it's almost plasticky feeling. It's matte, but it's a weird kind of matte. So it was really interesting to do this spread. It was weird. It was weird to put together, but I think I like how it came out in the end. Oh my goodness. I'm staring at my planner and it got wet somehow. I don't know how that happened, but there's a little corner, and so now this spread has some ink bleed on it. But that happened later. In this video, the spread actually looks pretty nice. And I start just like I do for like all my spreads with the bottom washi, where I used 2 washies. Well, actually, one of the washi, the floral one, is from this particular box. The gold inverted bow washi is from the January box, I believe. Not 100% sure about that. And then I put the date covers. These date covers are really interesting because they're different. Every single one is like a different pattern, and it was all well and good except for Saturday, which is all gold, and you'll see later that that's kind of weird when I put down my gold date numbers. But it is what it is. And I put the quote box up in the top left, and then put down this pink like plaid box, and I thought it was a little plain, so I do go back later to fix that. Something about the boxes in the Simply Gilded subscription box is that they're a weird shape. They're taller than your average full box, and they actually fit like nearly perfectly within the dots of the Erin Condren Neutral, which is weird. Like, without a header or anything, they just fit in there. Whereas most boxes are just a hair short, and that's where you would put the header. But these boxes don't allow for a header, which I guess ends up working out because there aren't headers in the kit, but I don't know. It threw me off. And I decided to do this alternating pattern where I put the full boxes only on the top and bottom rows, but then flippity flop, which when it was, depending on how the one before it was laid down, starting at the bottom, then going to the top, then the bottom, then the top, etc. And then, as I said earlier, I thought this pink box was a little plain, so I used one of the Juniper stickers that came with the kit to fill that in. Same thing with the box on Saturday. It was just super plain, and this isn't even a material that would be easy to write on top of, so it's not like it was extra planning space. It was just plain, so I put some stickers on top. Then I wanted to add a bit more decoration at the bottom, and I used this washi from the kit and a couple of the few deco stickers that are included in the kit. These little candle stickers. And there's no rhyme or reason for why I picked this kit for this week. This wasn't a particularly special kit, and this wasn't a particularly special week, so I just used it because I had it on hand, and I didn't want to, like, I want to use the kits that I have. I'm trying to buy as few kits as possible, Right now I'm only buying new kits for things like special events, and eventually when I run out of the things that I already own, I'll buy a few more, but like I'm trying to use what I have. Now I'm laying down these washies along the edges of the boxes as kind of like a header. Really, I just want these washi to break up my boxes and add a bit more decoration, especially since so much of this planning is going to be white space because I don't have regular box stickers like I would in another kit. So I wanted to have that washi tape kind of break up what would otherwise be a lot of paper and pen. There we go. And I used the 10mm bows, again the gold version of the inverted bows, and then the white bows on pink, like pink background. And I really love those bows. I've been getting a lot of use out of them. I've since canceled my Simply Gilded subscription, mostly because there was another subscription I really wanted to try out for something else, and so I canceled 2 subscriptions because this third subscription was more expensive, and so I canceled both of the subscriptions I had in order to cover this other one. And I hope to do an unboxing video on my channel when I first get that in so that you guys can see it. Super excited. Also, like I've been doing usually, I am lining some washi tape along the top to fill up that space in a way that I find really neat but still decorative. And I'm whiting out the flags because this kit didn't come with any decorative flags to cover those up, so I just whited them out and put the washi tape over it. And I really like how it came out on the left-hand page. Like the way May 2019 is bordered by that washi tape. I really like how that ended up coming out. And we are ready for the day by day. On Monday, I started by marking that I woke up super late. I don't know exactly what so late meant, but it was late. And this is the week before graduation. So the week before graduation, but after finals. Didn't have a ton to do this week. But yeah, so I woke up super late. Then we had to have a cleaning party, which meant we had to clean the apartment because sometime we had family visiting. My boyfriend's parents were going to visit us the next week, like the first half of that week, and then the second half of that week my parents were getting in for graduation, and it was a stressful time. Then I put down this planning time sticker to mark that I started to set up my KKK. That's crazy because I have stopped using my KKK since this happened, but yeah, that's what I did on this day. Then to spice up that washi tape, on Tuesday I added this Keep It Simple sticker. And then with this generic bit of deco, I'm marking that I worked on my Mother's Day card this day. Since my mom was coming for graduation, I figured that I didn't want to mail her the card. I could just give it to her in person, which meant I also had a bit more time to work on it. She really liked it, so I'm glad. It was fun. Then I'm marking that my boyfriend and I played Skyrim on this day, and we also made butternut squash macaroni and cheese. It's a crazy recipe where instead of having a ton of cheese and a base roux, like flour and oil or something like that, in your cheese sauce, you have a base of butternut squash, and then you add just a bit of cheese to get the cheesy flavor in. It's really good. It doesn't taste exactly like macaroni and cheese, but it's healthier. It's a lighter food. I'm mildly lactose intolerant, lactose sensitive. I don't know where I am on the scale, but I do know that if I eat too much dairy, I get a stomach ache. I feel really bad, kind of nauseous. It's horrible. And that does not happen with this mac and cheese, and so I do really like that recipe. On Tuesday, I marked that we had a late night. We just stayed up late. I also had to take loan exit counseling, which was this online tutorial demo thing to let me know what was going to happen to my student loans and how I was going to start paying them off and who I needed to contact about that now that I was graduating. I also set a doctor's appointment that I actually end up canceling later and don't attend. I had to find another doctor after we moved. Then also on Tuesday, I finished setting up my KKK. And I'm putting all these stickers down to make sure my spacing is correct while I mark that we started making croissants. It's a 2 to 3 day process, and we started on this Tuesday. I called my sister and we played Skyrim. Moving on to Wednesday, I put down this Ramona sticker that says overwhelmed with emotions. I don't know if I start with that sticker. No, I changed that sticker out later, but I found out from the last school that I interviewed at that I didn't get that job. They wanted someone with more experience, and so that was hard because that meant that like my first choice kind of career path was not going to work out. It was so late in the summer that in the school year that if I wanted to be able to act on my backup plan, which was to go get my master's degree, I had to do it then, and I couldn't keep looking for a job out of school because then I'd fall behind in the master's program and could risk like not having anything to do next year, and that was not happening. I need something to do, and ideally that is going to be something that is at least helping me work towards my ultimate career goals, even if it's not in the path that I had originally intended. So Wednesday was hard. My boyfriend and I did the next part of croissant making, which is to fold in the butter, and I worked on some YouTube editing, filmed a Hobonichi plan with me, and then put this checklist down just to mark a lot of other things that I did. We finished the croissants, the first set of croissants we ever made. I got my Erin Condren teacher planner, I think, on this day, or maybe, oh no, it launched. This is when it launched. We played Skyrim and we saw John Wick. I was not prepared for that movie. I was not prepared for how it started. It was so sad. We had to stop watching for several minutes until my boyfriend and I were both able to compose ourselves and continue watching. It was not a good time, although the rest of the movie was good. John Wick is a strange movie because it's super simple in its premise. So much of it is just about watching this guy beat people up, and yet there's something so satisfying about it, especially when you know why he's doing it and like what they did to him. You're just kind of like, I get it, and you want to see him win even if there's not much else happening. On Thursday, we woke up late. Too late for me to go do laundry at school, which is what I had planned to do. I did some more video editing because I was preparing for the fact that I wanted to get into a regular schedule, semi-regular. I've skipped a couple of days, starting in June, but I knew that graduation was coming up and then I would be traveling with my family, so I wanted to have as much pre-recorded as I possibly could so that I could just launch the videos. What else did I do? Oh, and I cleaned the fridge like better than I've ever cleaned it before, and it was so beautiful. 4 days later, my boyfriend leaves a bag of frozen blueberries in there, and they thaw and get blueberry juice all over the place. And I was so sad, but it's okay. I'll clean it again. It's still not perfectly clean. Like, I haven't cleaned it as well as I did this day since then, and I need to clean it again because we're moving. Then I marked that we played Skyrim, and I put some specifics about what we did since I had a lot of room here. We got stuck in a mod quest. A mod quest is like not a quest that was part of the game, but someone else designed it and put it in, and it was surprisingly good. It was called The Forgotten City, and it's about this city that you go through time travel to try to stop something horrible from happening to it. It was a ton of fun. It kept us up super late, and we found a dragon chest. And dragon chests are when you get a certain perk in the game, like you've leveled up to a certain amount, they 5 appear in the map and you have to go find them, and they're super valuable, and you get like 10,000 gold. And if you've played Skyrim, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. It's good. We found one of 5, and they're not easy to find. We haven't found one since, but I was excited that we found at least one. Then on Friday, we slept in again. I did some memory planning and formatted my gratitude log, which I have not touched since. I have not kept up a gratitude log in June or July. I need to do it again. I like doing it, but I haven't. Then we played more Skyrim. We completed the Forgotten City quest. We managed to save everyone. We even got into a part of the map where it was an abandoned palace and we couldn't figure out how to get in. It took us forever, but we finally did it. And we met the Arbiter, who was kind of like the villain of the mod quest and like the guy that we were trying to defeat slash negotiate with, and it was a lot of fun. Moving on to Saturday, we went to Walmart and got a ton of cleaning supplies because we don't deep clean our apartment nearly as much as we need to, and so we just lack a lot of supplies, or we use them only a certain amount, and then once we finish them we don't buy anymore because we don't use them often enough. So we had to buy a lot of cleaning supplies. I got in the large Scribbleprints Co. foil order that I had bought like the previous week, I think. And then we made chicken stock. I put in this sad Chloe sticker to mark that I felt like a dead muffin that day. I just wasn't feeling good, and that's how my boyfriend described me. He was like, "You look like a dead muffin," and I was like, I don't know what a dead muffin is, but that's funny. So I thought that was funny and I wanted to put that in. Also on Saturday, we cleaned the living room. I set up some summer goals. We played more Skyrim, where we started a quest with these weird white orbs. There was like a god speaking through an orb. It was weird. And we went to sleep at 5 a.m. Our schedule is a wreck right now. What else? Oh, and I'm marking these, like, to add decoration, I'm marking my checklists off with these foiled checklist stickers from Scribbleprints Co. They're not anything I would use in like a regular day-to-day spread, but I do think they fancy up what would otherwise be a plain checklist in my memory spread, which is supposed to be a fancier kind of scrapbooking spread. So I like how those look. Moving on to Sunday. I don't know why I feel like I'm going so much faster right now. On Sunday, we got up on time, which wasn't early. It was just the time we said we were going to get up, which was good. And I started working on a blog, which means turning on the page. Like, I haven't actually done much work on that at all. I did some Ramona and Friends printables. I worked on printing and cutting some of those. We saw John Wick 2 because we were preparing to see John Wick 3. Like, it had just come out and we wanted to see it, but neither me nor my boyfriend had ever seen a John Wick movie, so we were catching up. Honestly, John Wick 2 was a lot like John Wick 1, which both are a lot like John Wick 3. John Wick is a franchise that knows what it's about. It does not change that much, but still, it was fun. It's a fun movie to watch. It's not like this crazy work of art or complex storytelling. It's just fun. What else? I had a wicked headache on Sunday, and I cleaned the living room and a bit of the hallway that kind of connects the 4 rooms of our apartment. And now I'm putting in some final details, the date numbers across the top, and then I'm going to journal in the side that it was a stressful and long week. Lots of cleaning to do, a lot of recuperating from a hard semester, and many disappointments, especially like with my job search. Lots of fun playing Skyrim though. We did that a lot. We had some crazy quests, and so this was a week of like some highs and some lows, but overall it was a good week. I enjoy how it came out in my planner. I like how this looks. I'm not a fan of the Simply Gilded format, but I made it work and I enjoy how it looks, even if I would not choose this format, like independent of other things. But that concludes our video. I hope you liked what you have seen, and I will see you next time. Please be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe, and I hope you have a good day. Bye!